Hello and welcome to Renegade Con 2024 June Special Edition. We are taking a look at heroScape's Reveals Wave 2 and some Gen Con talk, which I don't know if I'll go through entirely because I won't be going to Gen Con. But then again, some of you might be going to Gen Con and you may not know the news. So anyway, we'll look at all of that. I've already watched this. This is not the first time I'm watching this. I was on the Tales of Valhalla podcast with Ryan and a bunch of special guests. So this is the second time me watching it. So I've already, if you want to watch my first reactions, go check out Tales of Valhalla podcast videos where we talk about the heroScape reveals. We got Jordan Gata and Lee Hoof. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing either of those right because I pronounced all of heroScape wrong.
Hello, it's back to be great at Renegade Con.
Yeah, it's good to have you back. Lee is here to talk today with me about Wave 2 releases that are all coming in October.
Yeah, so there's some really great stuff coming out. Here, let me just maximize this. I don't know why I didn't have that maximized. But you can definitely see the awesome art in the bottom and top there of the Eisenex, the Lich Lord, and the Wraith Riders. And of course you got Kyrie, which have been... we already know that was going to come out. So now we know that the Lich Lord and the Wraith Riders are going to be coming out. Will there be other Eisenex? No. But, alright, this is cool. If you order now, you'll get some special edition Renegade pin and I think stickers with your order. So, something I wish I got from Avalon at some point. I think the Avalon Hill logo is a little cooler. I don't know about you guys, but a giant R in blue is a little basic for me when it comes to logos, but Renegade is a really cool name. I'll take that. That's a really cool name.
Without further ado, let's get the ball rolling and talk heroScape.
Alright, let's do this.
Alrighty, so our first reveal today is the Revna's Rebuke Kiri Warriors Army expansion. I saw you guys were doing a
Revna's Rebuke.
This is in the
So does that mean it comes with a pamphlet talking about story and who Revna is?
Can you tell everyone what an army expansion is and what players will find in this one?
For sure. So, an army expansion is
Oh, you know what? I'm also going to drink to that. Drink to that, Jordan. Yeah, absolutely.
a pack that contains a number of new figures of a
I'm sorry. I'm covering Lee's face right now.
and in this
I'm going to see if I can move that real quick.
so in this expansion
Here
you'll
we go.
have 5 highly detailed
Sorry, Lee. I was covering your face.
with their own individual abilities which offer new options when you're drafting your armies.
Nice, yeah. And speaking of themes, the Kiri Warriors are one of my personal favorite types of figures from heroScape, so very excited for these. And for those who are watching,
This is actually a really good idea. There's a lot of Curie that was announced at the HasLab campaign, and doing a big pack like this is a great idea. And I do hope that they do continue doing the army expansions like this with the other characters.
Sure. So
Um,
there are 5
Even though I really love the battle box concept, which I hope they do another battle box with characters. I think having a couple smaller starters like that is really ideal for getting more people introduced in the heroScape, especially at such a low point for $65.
the Sayamara sculpt is probably my personal favorite yet.
Yeah,
So,
Queen.
sculpts in the
Okay, some of these names I'm just gonna really butcher. Crayon.
actually we
Crayon? I don't know how. Queen Crayon. I don't know how.
Alright, so
Okay.
up first is Mielke.
Mielke.
The Kiri of the forest tribes that are united under Ular's banner when the war on Valhalla.
It's a great figure. I really like that
Her
pose.
charisma helps hold together the different factions, and because of that, they were able to form a single army. And she also helps train rogue hunters into battle-ready warriors.
This is the very first
Able to make an
time we're seeing an Alar figure,
or attack. This makes
which is
her a
really
healer.
weird to see
Also, when she destroys
coming out of this
foes,
yet.
She is able to heal a nearby ally with her Spear of Sankari.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I'm a big fan of mechanics that can damage and heal
This character is very aggressive. A double attack of 4, and the Spear Sankari, let's see, figure with 4 clear sight spaces, remove 1 wound marker from the chosen figure. So it heals based on damage. So it's almost like a vampire attack. Wait, what? Oh, but it's from a range. Huh.
Yes. So
Glenerva. Actually, I want to go back to that real quick. Just real quick here. Okay, when Milky destroys a figure with a normal attack, you may choose a small or medium friendly figure within 4 clear sight spaces of Milky. Remove 1 wound marker from the chosen figure. Milky cannot heal herself with Spear, and it cannot be used when destroying a destructible object. Cool. So you're doing ranged healing when destroying figures. That's dope.
what happens
That
to
is
my
dope.
favorite sculpts. With Conley's Dark
Glenerva.
when that's activated by the X owner marker, she is shrouded by darkness, and with that, she is also able to shroud all small, medium, and large friendly figures within 5 spaces of her. And because of that, like with her ability to conceal herself from enemies,
She's got hide in darkness. Okay.
makes her like a force to be reckoned with. Plus, she has flying.
But you have to reveal an X order marker for it.
I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Glenerva and all small, medium, and large figures within 5 spaces. Dude, I do not want to deal with that. That is nuts.
So, Kilkrax has an incredibly imposing appearance and equally threatening abilities to match.
Why is that she have gray wings in the card, but a lightish red color on the figure?
Depending on your die roll,
Why is this inconsistent?
adjacent spaces to Kilkrax. She also pairs nicely with Misrex from the Age of Annihilation Master set.
Cool. Yeah, I really like the random factor of the die roll. I feel like that's going to introduce a lot of interesting gameplay situations.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Now, up next,
Just being able to teleport other figures is neat.
of this group, Queen Curion.
Curion.
Yeah, so similar.
I still like Queen Crayon.
Queen Curion has some stealth to her game. Her stealth flying ability and Heartfinder.
I'm gonna keep messing that up. You know what? Let's listen to that one more time. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Her stealth flying.
Interesting gameplay situations.
Okay, tell me again.
Now, up next, this one's really neat, is actually the leader of this group,
The leader,
Queen Curion.
Curion.
Yeah, so.
Curion.
similar to
Curion.
Queen Curion has some stealth to
Curion.
her game.
Curie?
Her stealth flying ability.
Curion.
Make
Okay.
her a lethal enemy. And with her, like if you have a
Stealth flying makes perfect sense. This is actually the coolest figure
she's able to
I've seen so far, next to the Lich Lord and the Wraith Riders. This is the coolest Kyrie ever. I think Vidar 33, you love this, right? You love this? Please tell me you love this. This is you gotta love this. This is great. Zyra Mara. Zaya Mara.
pose, like I love her stance, with her just like striking her arm up.
It's a great pose. Once again, both Ular poses are fantastic. I love that. And the way the wings look too on the figure, phenomenal paint job, by the way. Phenomenal.
Unfortunately, she's unable to use this ability on herself, but nonetheless, she is a great hero for support.
Yeah, this is definitely great for the Elf Pod. Definitely awesome for. I'm sorry, no, this is for Curies only. My apologies, not for Elf Pod. This is good for the Protectors of Alar and the one with the heart attack gun. Forgot his name.
Yes, so there's both standard edition and premium painted edition.
Yeah, same price difference as the battle box.
Edition is priced at $45. It contains 5 fully assembled unpainted miniatures, and just like.
And I feel like this is kind of now thinking about this with the battle box being $65, comes with 6 figures and terrain and dice, you know, and this just comes with just figures. Feels kind of like
Premium battle box.
you could have put something else in there. I don't know what, but
They have a premium quality
I feel like
experience.
keeping the army expansions at like painted 45 and 25 for the unpainted would be
They're the same.
ideal.
Army cards are identical.
Obviously, it's not a reality currently, but I feel like if you're gonna have that $20 jump between painted and unpainted, and there's no extra terrain, there's no extra dices, like, so you're saying like in the battle box, this is how I'm reading it. You're saying the battle box, everything else is free, but the 6 figures, that's $65 for the painted figures. So in that point, why don't you just make everything a battle box? Why can't you put terrain in this box as well? Why can't you put dice and a manual? That doesn't make any sense to me. So just something to think about. Like I'm still gonna be paying for the paint. Like, they have me. It doesn't matter what they do. They have me. I'm gonna be paying. But I feel like based on what these boxes are priced, I feel like they should be shifting a little bit just to show us as the consumer there is a difference between the battle box price and the army expansion price. So that it's not like, okay, well, the battle box, because it comes with terrain and figures, it's $65 for painted. But the army expansions are a little bit cheaper because it doesn't come with terrain and dice and a manual and order markers and such. You know, like the other accessories.
When the magical wellspring bridges the gap between worlds. So there's a bit of a mystery around the Eisenach, which will potentially be explored at some point in the future.
It should be today. Thank you. There should be some exploration of this right now. Thank you. I need to know more about the Eisenachs. Thank you. Actually, we need more information about the Kiri, too. We actually need more information. Lore should be a focus of all of this, which is absolutely something I do miss from Avalon Hill. They were focusing a lot on story and gameplay. They were focusing on a lot of this different things. And based on, you know, how all this is transferring over, because, you know, Hasbro was taking the, you know, Avalon Hills campaign, taking the bits and pieces from that, giving it to Renegade, like, all right, Renegade, you release everything. And that's all they're doing. They're just reboxing the Vanguard edition and then putting it out there, which is fine. But I think lore needs to be an absolute focus, because if you're going to sell the stuff, you need to give us more information than one sentence of bio information. I love this figure. This is a Lich Warlord. You know what's weird? I'm surprised he is a Warlord, because it's the Iron Lich. Lich should be the classification, not Warlord. I'm happy it's a Warlord, because then the Romans can bond with the Lich Lord, and then the Lich Lord can also bond with the Wraith Riders. I mean, obviously not all of them. Bet you could put like the 1 or 2 on the Romans, get them up front with the Lich, and then because of how fast the Wraith Riders are, you can have the 3 on the Iron Lich, have them bond with the Wraith Riders, and the Wraith Riders will chase up, and so this whole army is just going round 1. Yeah, so eventually when we get the Scatherith and the... Forgive me, please. Forgive me, Revna, for not remembering the giant tank engine that consumes all life. But yeah, so the Lich can bond with literally every Eisenach thing. But it has to be unique. But everything right now is unique. So... based on one of the thumbnails, for this thumbnail, I guess, for this shorter video, but not for the longer video that I had posted, the Wraith Riders art goes way harder than any other art ever. And I would not be surprised that in the future, when I do have a house with Jill, I'll have that art in the back somewhere, because that goes so hard. I love that. The Wraith Riders go so hard. I feel more Mad Max with that. I don't know. I was watching Fury Road again and watching Furiosa, and I know it's more robot than human, but it's just the vibe of how weird the Lich Lord looks, the Iron Lich looks. It's like,
Yes. So just
oh, it just gives me like
focus.
Mad Max vibes.
The standard edition will be $45, and it comes with 4 fully assembled, highly detailed.
And they can put as many adjectives in front of this stuff. It just doesn't make any sense that even at this price point, you're getting 4 figures, 2 cards, regardless if you paint or unpainted. It should not be the same price as getting 5 figures or 6 figures, and also 6 figures and terrain. It doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like just to show the consumer that there is a difference between the army expansions and the battle box, and this, like I said, I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. They have technical difficulties here. Let me see if I can just skip along here till we get to the good stuff. Continue the good stuff. It just shouldn't be 65-45. It really should be 45-25. 45 being painted, 25 being unpainted. It may seem unrealistic to some people that are like feeling more realistic with like how things are being priced out. Like, oh, it's still way cheaper than Warhammer. Oh, it's still cheaper than this. Yeah, but I'm saying at a marketing point, you should show a difference between those price points of what an army expansion is and a battle box. The battle box comes with terrain. I will keep repeating myself. I don't care. It comes with terrain, it comes with dice, comes with order markers, comes with, a bunch of cards, and it also comes with a bunch of figures. But then these army expansions are the same price, and it's like, well, they're highly detailed, and they're highly this, and it's a large figure instead of a small figure. I'm like, okay, guess what, though? It's still 4 figures, regardless of size, and it comes with 0 terrain, 0 dice. I think it should just come with dice. It comes with wound tokens. It comes with 3 wound tokens, because if you look on the actual shop page, it does come with 3 wound tokens, which isn't even enough because the Wraith Riders are 2 life each. But I can go into that debate at a later date.
In this box, players will find a new 24 hex tile, sand.
Nice, that's great. And just
I will do this again.
Absolutely. So this screen
I didn't realize how dusty this old card is. Use this as a prop.
previous and
24 hex sand. Let's go! Let's go! I've been saying this for a long time in my head and nowhere else. That we needed a 24 hex sand tile. I love sand maps. I love desert maps. Look at that! Oh, mama. Lands of Valhalla, ladies and gentlemen. That, you can make any map with that. Anything you want to build, you can want to build with that. But oh, I love that. I know at some point I will get probably another one of these. Like, it's just it's amazing to be able to be in 2024 and know how broke I'm going to be in 2026. It's crazy. And at a $70 price point is incredible.
so much land.
It's incredible. I saw this box, and you can go back. I said it on stream with Ryan and the gang. I thought 150 easy, $100 or more easy. I thought this was gonna be. The train was they were gonna keep this price up. $70 is dirt cheap to compare to what I thought. And granted, I have a certain point of view of things that are much different. You could have saw that and thought, oh, this is going to be $50. And then you see 70 and go, oh, that's too much money. That's very fair. That happened with the HasLab. People were thinking, oh, I was going to pay $100 for all those figures. And now you're paying thousands of dollars more for all of it. Another debate, another day. 70 hex, sand hex 24s, 3 hex water tiles, ladies and gentlemen. We have evolved as being babyscape. We are an adultscape now. We have grown a pair of water tiles. out of this.
Want to incorporate more water into their map.
What is that? Five 3-hex water tiles. It comes with 35 single water tiles, I believe, and another 6 or 7 wellspring water tiles. Oh, bravo! Bravo! Yeah, 35 total water terrain tiles, 3 hex water tiles, which are, I think there's 5 of them, 6 wellspring water tiles for $30. Bravo! Bravo!
And available to pre-order now.
Oh, that sells the game for the rest of the day. Like, honestly, those 2 packs and the tree pack, all they really need to do at this point is have a Laura Wall pack of just the terrain, and we're good. Easy money. You know, and that's another thing too. It's like it's if by chance, like, I have the Belgor walls from Wildland Creations, and I love them. I love them to death. I'm so glad that I bought those, and I'm really excited to check out the Laura walls as well. But they really need a Laura wall because this is gonna have the same problem as the Adventure Together guys from Source. The terrain system, excellent, bravo, awesome. But there's no line of sight blockers. You have to stack terrain to have line of sight blockers. And I think it's important for any terrain system to have a solid line of sight blockers. But Joe, what about the trees? Yes, I understand the trees, but you can't just have a map with trees. You got to have some kind of building structure. You know, some kind of ruins. I think it adds a lot to a map to have more than just a tree. But the trees help. The trees do help. Those are really good line of sight blockers. So if you just want terrain, you can spend $100 on 2 packs of the trees and the bushes. You get the $70 terrain pack, Lands of Valhalla, and then the water pack, and you're golden. You're solid. Like, this is all you really need for the rest of your life. And that you can use that for all sorts of different stuff. You can use that for the for Warhammer. You can use that for BattleTech. You could use that for D&D, heroScape Adventure, like whatever game modes. You can play for Monopoly on that, which is something I'd like to try one time. Play other Hasbro games on their heroScape tiles. Let's play Risk. Let's play Robo Rally. Let's go play games on the heroScape tiles. So a lot of this other stuff I have no experience in, and I don't understand any of it. So this might be extremely boring for me. Oh, and if I might say, real quick, sorry. The battle box comes with the Wellspring water, and we just saw more Wellspring water. What's shown on the box for the Wellspring water and how it's like kind of like that shiny gleam, whatever, that looks awesome. I love that. I really, really love that. But I want to go back to that water box. That's not the same thing. That's not that. By the way, I don't know. I think I have to go back in the other video. Yeah, I gotta go back to the other video. Eventually, when you go to the battle box video, the unboxing video, look at that, the terrain for the Wellspring water. Just take a look at that. Get real close. See if it looks like, where is it? Where's the screenshot? There. If it looks like that. Just let me know if you think. Does it look like that or not? I don't know. I can't. It's hard to tell. But I won't know until I have it in my hand or I see it at Gen Con, Escape Con, because I'm sure people will be having it then. Because they're doing some sort of thing where people can pick it up at Escape Con, they can pick it up at Gen Con, so people will have it. I just don't think I'll get it in time, but that's fine.
Awesome. That sounds good. And then what other events do we have at Gen Con?
So then we also have some pre-made events. We'll be hosting pre-made events where you'll be able to bring your own army to compete against others. All participants in that event will actually get a exclusive heroScape t-shirt with brand new heroScape.
Yo, that's pretty cool. That's a really neat t-shirt.
This should be on the screen now, so it's original artwork.
And, this is really, really cool. One thing I did not realize, because they do show something else, and I'm realizing it more now than before. That is Raylan unmounted. Is it possible that we could get a Raylan out unmounted at some point? That would be kind of cool. Like, I don't remember exactly what her price point is, if it's like 120 or like 150 or something for like her and the tiger, flying tiger thing. But I think it'd be really cool to be able to have that option to be like, hey, here's a Raylan unmounted for less price point. Because I think the ability, no, actually, the tiger doesn't have a special power. It just has flying because she can also fly. Her being a double base figure is a strategic point, a strategic decision, because she can inflict. She has more range around her at a range of 1 to inflict her Twisted Blade special power. So, but at a shorter point, it'd be kind of cool to just have her, cheaper point. She could only affect 7 opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 or so characters around. Be really, really interesting to see if they ever do that. I'm crossing my fingers on that one. Like, I'll clip it in the chat, to see if I'm not live right now. If they'll ever release a Raylan unmounted.
It's exclusive to the event. The shirt actually acts as a ticket to the free entry into our next event. I'll talk about the 20th anniversary celebration. All participants of pre-made events will also receive the Shiori promo figure.
Cool. I don't know when I'll ever receive the Shuri, and I'm not too excited for Shuri. Shuri is not one of my favorite characters. I'm more excited for Q11 and Sonlin, to be honest. But at some point, I will attend one of these events in my local area or with the Mars group, Massachusetts group, or whichever. Eventually, I will get the Shuri figure, but I'm not like in a rush to be like, oh, I need this. Okay, why haven't they talked about what these events are? They're just saying that there's events. But what does it mean by you can bring your own army? What's the format? Do they know what a format is? Have they looked at, like, is it going to be 500-point armies and you have to follow the rules and it's, you gotta draft armies? Like, what is it? What are we doing here? Like, is it 500 points? It's 16 figures? Like, what are the maps? Like, this is where this information right now would be really useful. Like, hey, we're going to be using the communities maps, tournament maps, and we'll be using this, and this map for the tournament, and you get to bring, 370 points worth of figures, and you could use only figures from this amount of stuff. Like, more information, please. I mean, honestly, you will be playing against the best of the best. The hardcore fans, the hardcore tournament fans are going to this Gen Con event.
Random prizes will include premium painted Age of Annihilation master sets, and all players for this event will also receive the premium painted Shiori miniature.
You know what I want? I want that pin. I want the heroScape pin from Gen Con from last year. I want that. I never got one of those. I'd like one of those, please. I'd like that very much.
Miniature that was used as the paint master to start the production process, and we also have a few other things we'll give away.
Oh, the paint masters. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a really fun night, and the paint masters especially. That's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, I'm just...
Those should be like 1 in a million type of thing. Like that should be a very delicate item.
Because that's a lot of what you and I do every day, but it's also fantastic. Gen Con's great. I love Gen Con.
Okay.
There's a little bit of bias there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of really awesome heroScape things at Gen Con, this one is by far one of the things I'm most excited about. If you ever wanted to stand toe-to-toe with Raylan or Leviatok and look them square in the eyes, you can actually do that at our booth.
Yeah.
So we work with some pretty talented artists to design these life-size statues.
That's dope.
Of Raylan and Leviatok. Here's a sneak peek on the screen. I'm looking at them now. Man.
And this is what I was saying earlier. I'm like, I saw this on the live stream, And I'm like, are they gonna release a Raylan without an unmounted Raylan? Like, this is proof that they have that model. They have that 3D print. Like, they, obviously this was life size, but like they could easily make that a promo figure or add that to another Kiri box or something. Like, that would be dope. Like, I love that model. That looks great.
Check them out on our booth. And one more thing to talk about. So we are also hosting a sneak preview event, which has actually already sold out to 60 lucky fans who will be the first in the world to see a preview presentation of what's to come for heroScape in 2025. So I saw a lot of speculation in the chat. Are there going to be more waves? Yes, we are currently planned out through 2025 going into 2026.
And I assume that entire plan of 2025 into 2026 will be just AOA stuff. And I'm curious to know if those 60 hardcore fans, that clearly is not me, will they be signing an NDA? And will it just be, we all get that information anyway? They might see it in person, but we all will get to know what that information is. I'm generally curious to know if that will be the case or not. I hope that's the case, because I'd hate to have, there's no way in Utgar or there's no way in Valhalla that information is staying with 60 people. There is no way that information is staying with 60 people. So we will be getting some exclusive information which will not be exclusive information for long.
Not able to make it out with us, don't worry. We will have events coming to local game stores starting in September. So speaking of, Trevor, can you tell everyone how to join the action with their favorite local game store?
Sure. The first event we have planned is the heroScape launch tournaments. You can play in these tournaments at participating local game stores.
And what kind of tournaments are they, Trevor? Trevor, what kind of tournaments are these? Yes, you'll be getting a Shuri miniature, yes, when you participate in the event. But what is the event, please? What do I need to do to be prepared for this event in September?
Some awesome abilities. Her Phantom Walk ability allows her to move through all figures, and she can't be attacked when leaving engagements. Her Ninjutsu Mastery special attack and her Kiru abilities allow her to strike hard and move fast. She's a really cool miniature. I can't wait to have one.
I'm excited to look at that miniature because I'm curious to see how her legs are attached.
Awesome sculpt. I remember when we first took a look at it, Andy was like, wait, there's 3 Shioris? No, she's just moving super fast. So yeah, it's a really cool design.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so this way, guys, if you can't make it out to Gen Con, there's no need to stress about it. You can still get your hands on a Shiori figure, so be sure to sign up for one of these launch tournaments that'll be coming in September. Trevor, do we have any other OP events coming up this year?
Sure, it's fun to announce that we're celebrating heroScape Day this October with a special event kit and a new premium painted miniature. Your friendly local game store will be able to order this kit and help celebrate heroScape Day in their store.
Oh, okay, that's the information I was not received. Okay, so for heroScape Day, we'll be getting Cornelius Breach. Okay.
Prince will be the next exciting promo miniature after Shiori. His first ability can do some serious damage if you're crafty enough to use it well. His mutiny ability is also super powerful. If Cornelius becomes captain through this power, he can remove all of his wounds.
Yeah, Cornelius is awesome. I know there's been a lot of speculation about who's going to be the promo figure for heroScape Day, so here you go. Really excited to see him on the battlefield. He's a really cool character.
Yeah, I saw some people guessing over time on the Discord, and I didn't see anybody guess it right, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, probably no one would ever guess it because it wasn't something that people would want right away. I don't know if anyone's favorite character is Cornelius' Breach, but if it is, please let me know in the description below if your favorite character is Cornelius Breach and you're like, no way! Like, I don't want to come off being a jerk about it, but he's a really awesome character. We don't have any Dementors in the game, which is neat. Like, this is a really cool. I do really love Cornelius Breach's art style. The yellow looks weird, but everything else is dope.
They're never exclusive. And make sure to encourage your local game store to get in on the action and order their heroScape Day kit for October. They can do so
Yeah, I need to go out to a store near me and find out. I just been so busy with life things.
Trevor, can you remind everyone?
All right, Battle Network, cool logo. Love the logo.
This takes up a lot of my day. I love working on this. I'm very excited what we're going to be able to have for players. The Battle Network is essentially a dedicated heroScape organized play website, which will serve as a community hub.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. Drink the Jordan. Drink the Jordan.
It will contain comprehensive tournament software. We've got a few first look screenshots from the beta to show off some of the various features.
All right, let's see the features. I don't remember all the features. Can you please remind me of what the features were?
Network is event hosted. This makes it so players can find any and all heroScape events.
All right, pretty solid website design. Cool, love it. Wait a minute, website design. Will this also be an app? Is this part of a heroScape app? Or will I just have to go to the heroScape.com website and then click on the tab for this particular website?
Battle Network minions behind the scenes will take a couple of days to review an event organizer application and make sure they're legitimate. But once that's done, you're all set to list and host your own events as an event organizer. Anyone who runs events knows how important it is to have intuitive tournament software. You don't need to juggle multiple programs to run heroScape events. It's all included in this one stop. You can run the tournament software.
I don't think this will destroy heroScape.org. HeroScape.org is going to be, I think, going to have a lot more information in the long run, and will become more advanced over time. I am sure of that. Chris Perkins is fantastic at working at heroScape.org. I made an entire video talking about it. Please go check that video in the description below of me talking about heroScape.org. But the Battle Network is completely different. This is Renegade created for organizing events, building armies, and such.
Feats to augment and personalize your profile. So, for example, you could get the founder type by playing in a launch tournament after they kick off in September. So make sure that you sign up for those. And you'll also be able to do things like earn achievements and participation points based on your feats and events. So
My only issue,
your accomplishments and experience.
I shouldn't say that. You know, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Mainly your future opponents as you head into your next tournament. Plus, you can earn cosmetic upgrades to your profile, such as avatars that really personalize and kit out your profile and make it unique to your own preferences. So I think we've got some examples of the avatars on screen here. Namely, Trevor, what if I wanted to get a Shiori avatar? Are some of these exclusive, or can I just get them whenever?
Yeah, some of the cosmetic features for player profiles will be time limited or event limited. For example, if you want to get a story
I don't like that.
you will need to play in a launch tournament.
I don't like that. Don't. That's like an NFT. Don't make me work for a picture profile.
Battle Network has really
This is not 2005. All right. This is not me playing a Facebook game and getting something, or playing MySpace game to get something from my profile. This is not Xbox 360 buying an avatar hat for my avatar.
might be up against your next event.
That's really cool. Yeah, the player rankings are great, and it's just a level of detail that you don't often.
It's personal preference. It's showing what your favorite character is, or what character or Valkyrie general that you enjoy supporting. Don't make me fight for it. Like if I wanted to have the Bach Bernard, don't make me jump 30 hurdles to get it. Like that's not. It's a profile picture, showing off your profile, who you are on this website. Don't make me jump these hurdles to go join these events for these like, come on, man. There's just. Let me know if you guys think any different about that. That's just how I feel. You know, and I guess they're trying to find other ways to get people to come to these events other than figures. Because I know they have to be competing against the community-run events that are currently running now. They need to compete against that. It's going to be really hard to try to push people to their platform opposed to Chris Perkins's .org platform. So, hey Chris, here's some notes. Give us a Negok Saw and all the OG classic profile pictures on the website.
launch events.
That'll keep everybody going and not make them time limited.
Stay tuned for more news about the Battle Network.
Because what one thing that they don't have here is maps. How are you going to decide what maps? If as a tournament organizer, how are you going to know what maps you're going to run?
Don't forget to sign up for your first heroScape organized play event in game stores, the launch tournament. They'll be happening all throughout September.
And you guys been planning the launch tournament for a long time, and I hate attacking. I am sorry. I want to feel like I'm attacking Renegade here, but it's just like, give us more information other than that. There are launch events. Tell me what the launch event is. Give me the information of like, okay, like Gen Con is coming up in like a few weeks now. Why don't you know and can't tell us how you're running these events? You're saying you can bring pre-made armies. Okay, well, what are the pre-made armies? Like, what do you mean? Like, how am I constructing armies right now?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to August. A lot of really exciting stuff coming up. Alrighty, well, thank you for running us through all of that, Trevor. I think that's going to be a wrap for our stream today.
Okay.
I hope everyone had a good time with us.
Yeah, just to get through some other things here.
We could come back and finish presenting all of this awesome stuff. Hope everyone's looking forward to August and October. But before we close it out, I have a few final notes and reminders for everyone.
Okay.
First, Wave 1 is coming this August.
Yes.
If you're waiting to pick up at your local game store, the street date for release is August 29th. If you
Ooh.
order from the web store, you may receive your copy in the mail a bit earlier than that within the first few weeks of August.
Okay.
If you pre-order Gen Con pickup, you'll still be able to pick up your copy at Gen Con as planned.
Okay, which is the first week of July. First week of August.
Wave 2 items announced today will be available this October.
Okay.
You can head over to heroScape.com to pre-order all of Wave 1 and Wave 2 items now, but public service announcement, do not bundle your shipments. If you do, you will be waiting on your August releases until October, since the web store will wait to ship everything together, essentially, to give the best possible shipping price. So be aware of that. And once again, don't forget to go to your favorite local game store and tell them to sign up for the launch tournaments starting in September.
Okay.
And heroScape Day tournaments that will be starting in October.
So it's interesting. I guess you can't put an exact date on for the shipping because shipping is always so different. So crossing my fingers that I'll get it as soon as I get back from ScapeCon. It will be coming to, where I'm currently living here, and not anywhere else. So I'm hoping that when I get back from ScapeCon that I will have the Age of Annihilation so I can do an unboxing and a review of the products inside those boxes. Once again, I do not like doing unboxing videos, but I think this is a special case to do. This is, I think, will be a very emotional time for all of us. So I feel like that's something I have to record. Awesome. Wave 3 will be coming in October. Cool. All right. Awesome. Good. Yeah, all done with that. Awesome. Yeah. So let me know in the description what you think. This was the first of many videos that we'll be releasing. So tune in next time to see the next one, or if you're in the longer video, I'll see you in a few seconds. We are here watching the Renegade Con unboxing with Anais and Becca Scott. Anais is one of the marketing people for Renegade, and they're doing an unboxing for the Master Set, the Battle Box, and the Tree Terrain System box. And this is the first frame of a much longer video, and we are looking at the top-down view. The Master Set has the Frost Claws, and I believe the Pirates of the Sundred Sea. I don't remember the exact name of them because there's 3 or 4 different squads, unique squads for the Pirates faction that have long names, and I haven't memorized all of them because of their long names. So we are going to take a look at this video. Yeah, they've been doing some like awkward cuts where they're snapping their fingers and it's like magic to them. Doesn't matter. That's a film thing if you care or not.
So also coming out very soon is heroScape, the Age of Annihilation, and I'm really excited.
Are you going to tell me a date exactly? Because I think people are able to pick it up at Gen Con, which is the very first week of August.
heroScape is miniatures game, and all of the figures come pre-assembled, and the terrain inside is these hex tiles, as you can see on the front box, and they all.
What was she pointing at again?
Like, super easily.
What hexes are on that box? What? Okay.
Where should we start? Let's start with the terrain system.
Yeah, let's start with the terrain system. The box that no one really like. People already know what's gonna come in this box.
Yes, so this is the Grove at Lars.
If anything, I wouldn't be upset if you guys all just like cut yourselves out of this section and just went to the battle box or the master set section of the video. Because
These already come colored green, so it looks
they
like
come colored green, guys.
for foliage. Green is a pretty good one for foliage.
I'm sorry. That's
Personal fave. Ooh, I love this kind of like focused tendril.
they do look great though. I will say they look fantastic.
Stick this in
Uh
and assemble.
I do really like that, even though there's like those little cactus bits, which are much of a harder plastic, and it's also a solid. It's not. You don't have to kind of like judge. Oh, can I not see a guy from the other side? It's a solid wall essentially. But there is still some of that foliage where it's just kind of like it looks like leaves and it feels like leaves and it's more flimsy. And I'm not saying flimsy in a sense that it's poor quality. It's it's gonna be good quality. I don't think it's gonna be brittling and falling apart.
A lot of people just want to be able to relax, unwind, and play a game straight out of the box when they're coming home from work or school or whatever they got going on.
But yeah, 3 trees, 6 bushes, just like the Takala jungle from the Spiders box set.
This is just the tip of the iceberg here because we got 2 other things to go.
But I do find it funny that they do call it, it's essentially the same thing. It has the same properties, but they just call it the lol trees or whatever, just because it looks a little bit different. And I think thematically and story-wise, I think that's fine. That's cool.
It's at a lower price point, so if you're not sure about heroScape or you're new to the hobby or you just want to try.
I'm actually really excited for the battle box. And I'm generally really excited to hopefully walk through a game store and see the unpainted box set. I think that's what you're going to see in most stores are the unpainted.
Pre-painted set right here.
I think the pre-painted you're only going to find online through online stores. I know you can pre-order and pick them up at game stores, but that's for pre-ordering. I'm saying, let's say 2 years down the line and you're walking through the store. What are you going to find? The painted box? No, you'll find the unpainted box.
Biographies that are canon in the lore, and you can go to heroScape.com and read all about them.
Yeah, we should really look at those one-sentence vague biographies that they've written.
This,
Definitely look at those.
more trees.
But I love this box. $65. I guess without tax. $65 for this entire box. Get some terrain. Get 6 figures. It's a really 2 trees. Really solid. Oh yeah, look. Okay, cool, awesome. We're seeing a difference between the unpainted and painted.
We have just some
And honestly, the unpainted looks really good. I'm excited for. I didn't buy the unpainted because I think for quality for all of you guys out there to check out when I eventually do get the boxes, I think getting the painted ones are really cool. The water looks so good.
you kind of need the table.
Looks so good.
Gorgeous.
The wellspring water, which looks like ice tiles, that is not ice tiles. That's wellspring water tiles, which it gives a healing property. But it's a D20 roll, by the way. If you're standing on it, it's a D20 roll. I don't know what the numbers exactly are,
This is lighting up some
but it's like
my brain.
it's a pretty low chance. I think it is. I don't think it's a high chance, but you could harm yourself 2 wounds, which is going to be tough.
The well springs of Valhalla.
But it has the same properties of water, so Mara warriors can still clone on top of them.
Forever.
And what's cool about these, the hex tiles, they're really easy to put together, but they're also really easy to store because they all stack on top of each other.
That is the thing about terrain is how do you store it? We love a stacking system. It makes it so easy.
I mean, the way they're stacking them in the box, like,
I know.
until I get more
So this battle box has everything you need.
plastic containers to keep my terrain in, I think I might just keep things in the original boxes for now.
2 of us, and we hope to maybe make 2 more friends in our lives.
But those figures look really good.
Take a look
They
at
look
that.
really good in person on the camera.
A perfect
I wish they did some more close-ups.
Transition. Time to clean up. Whoa! Oh,
They're so good at that.
yeah, the big box.
Wow.
This is the big box. So this, of
If
course,
only
is
if I was that magical.
Annihilation Master Set.
Yeah, this is everything in one. The first thing you would want to pick up, I imagine.
Yes.
This box is really beautiful.
This box is really beautiful.
What was this one again?
I like seeing things.
Was this 150, I think?
Whoa!
Yeah, I think when she was porting at the box for the hexes, she should have done that then. She should have lifted it up and went, hexes just like these.
There. Oh yeah.
For longtime fans of heroScape looking to collect or maybe
It's a nice
use
thick
that
box.
splurge and buy something nice for
That
yourself.
looks a lot thicker than the Rise of the Valkyrie box, which I think I still have in my parents.
Yeah. What do?
Awesome art though on the side. That's awesome art.
Painted.
Whoa!
Good to know not to open the box like that.
Exactly as the people at home would want us to do
Definitely
it.
did it. This is the deluxe pre-painted version. So for folks
I'm so glad they didn't say deluxe premium painted version.
action when they're playing and maybe don't have time to paint or don't have the skill set to paint.
Yo.
These beautiful
Actually, you know, Zenithax looks a lot more dull than I thought she would look like.
Phenomenal. Look at how much is in this box.
But Raylan looks fantastic.
And down here, there's a rule book, and there.
I'm so happy that they put her in a
Remember how I said how easy it was
on like the face of the master set.
Oh yeah, there's that big terrain for the base. Look at that.
It's a lot of terrain.
um,
How many 24s is there?
to jump in and start playing.
2, 4, 6, 8. There's like a lot. There's a lot there.
Line of sight, moving underwater, moving out of water.
Super easy to read.
Looks nice.
Easy to jump
Master
into.
Game Guide looks just like every other single one we've ever owned.
Photos in the
And there's nothing to change, right? There really, it's perfect. It's a perfect game.
Mini
Nothing wrong. No notes.
to show you. So you have to assemble her.
Other than maybe having a bigger FAQ section at the end,
Very cool.
which the community already has. Just slap that onto some nice glossy paper.
So you just pop in the tail. There we go.
Yeah, Zenithax looks a lot more dull. I mean, the wings look great, but I don't think anything will ever beat the Gen Con 2021
That's insane.
paint job that was done with it.
like she's a double hex tile strider.
Look at that.
What do you mean a double hex strider? What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
You can put up in a
I don't know.
display case.
I don't think they know exactly what they're looking at here, and that's fine. That's fine. This is a small section of a much longer video where they're talking about all different games that Renegade's been putting out, or it will be releasing between July and August. So they're gonna have general knowledge about everything. If they were sending me stuff to review and do this unboxing video, which I don't like unboxing videos, but if I had the opportunity, I really would. Oh, okay, cool. We're gonna actually see the Lar walls. I totally forgot.
Pieces are really nice and fit together so easily.
I cannot wait to do a review of the Lar walls next to the Belgor walls.
There we go.
Yeah, it's too easy.
That looks really flimsy. What the hell?
In, just like that.
That is
That looks really flimsy.
rock shot.
What?
Steward of death. Low
That came apart way too easy. Why is it? Those are gonna snap right off.
brawler. And on.
But I can't judge right away. I don't have the product in front of me. But based on what I just saw, made it look like those pieces might just snap right off. And I feel like the Belgor wall pieces that interlock very similarly are a lot sturdier. They slide in and it takes a lot more to shake off.
Server and stay up to date on all things heroScape. These are
All right, so that was
soon and we're
really
really
brief.
excited. So yeah,
Anais, thank you so much for showing me.
thank you for joining me on this unboxing journey.
It was my great pleasure. The unboxing joy was all mine.
Awesome. All right, pre-order now.
Bye.
Okay, that was the entire video. All right, so they saved the best for last, which is appropriate. Cool, love it. All right, On to the next one. Check for the description for the next video, or click the link at the end here, and I'll see you then.
heroScapers, my name is Knox, and we're here to teach you a little bit about painting.
Hello, I'm Gina, and I'm here to learn how to be painted.
Well, hello, Knox and Gina.
The Kyrie
Hi.
from the Age of Annihilation set from heroScape. It's a base box. It's coming out. It's very exciting. This figure is amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It is amazing. It's a good choice for figure.
Riding on top of a chimera.
Steve.
Named Steve, we decided. That's not official.
It's not official.
But we're just our loving...
Will that be official now? I think the community is going to overwhelmingly either cancel or promote that. What do you guys think? Steve, yes or no? Comments below. Let me know. Steve, yes or no?
This is a very easy process, and hopefully everybody can follow along.
So it looks like they've primed this,
Just a handful can really...
because the original model is down there. The unpainted model is right in front there. And then it looks like they've primed it in black and then did a highlight white up front.
And it is good to use them because they can thin a certain way and they're going to make your models look really nice. But there's no rule that's going to keep you from using something that you might already have at home. We should probably just get started, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's dive right in.
Okay, so this is been primed.
Yeah, so a prime, and it's really important. This is how the figure comes, if you look at this here. And this is a plastic. It's a durable, flexible plastic. It's not going to break. The figure has been built for you. So sometimes models come in multiple parts.
Sure.
The great thing about these is that they're all ready to go.
Yeah.
The only thing that you have
It's a great selling point for heroScape.
Now, priming is when you put a layer of a kind of a textured paint. It's very subtle, but it allows the other paint to stay on the model.
Something to grip too.
Yeah, it's pernicious. It's going to hang in there.
Yeah.
It's going to make sure that you don't lose things. Otherwise, if you just paint your model with the model paints that you have, you're probably going to rub the models off when you're, the paint off when you're playing them.
Okay.
Playing with them at the games.
Which is funny because I've primed a lot of figures and that still happens.
And the way that
I don't know if I'm using the wrong prime or whatever, but it still happened before. It still has happened.
we painted it black and then we just sprayed from one direction with some...
Oh, it's exactly what I just said. That's
And
awesome.
the reason that I did that was because it creates an underpainting of shadow. So we're going to use our paints, but we're going to thin them down. And by
I'm gonna have to try that.
we're gonna allow
I haven't tried that yet. I'm still learning.
depth and
I am working on a painting video where I talk about my painting experience as I started to learn. I only started a couple months ago, so
enjoy the tutorial. The first thing that you should know is that you're going to
yeah. But I only started a couple months ago.
I've got a brush.
I know that oftentimes you might hear that you need a lot of brushes or you need certain types of brushes, but really you just need one good brush, and that can be the kind that Army Painter provides within some of their box sets, or it could be something else. But what you're looking for is something with a sharp tip, and what the belly, which is the top part of the brush there where all the bristles are, that is where the paint and the water, all that collects right there, and you kind of hold it. And so that allows you to transfer the paint to the model without having to dip back and forth a lot. When people paint models, I think a lot of times they think, this is a small figure.
Sure.
I need a small brush.
Yes.
And that isn't true. What you need is a really sharp tip, because a sharp tip is going to allow you to get into the details and transfer the paint.
Okay,
without
that's
drawing
a really
out
good
to the model.
tip.
So it's the perfect brush to get us started.
A sharp tip for you all is to have a nice tip.
It's important
Let's
to
talk
keep
about
it clean.
tips. Where this is a tipping show. Give me a tip.
And it's just simple water.
Put on a nice tip for me in the comments below.
Yes.
Non-monetary tips, actual life tips, heroScape tips. This is your tipping opportunity to tip me, and Knox has just tipped all of us. We're tipping on the edge here.
I didn't know that.
There are mica flecks inside of it.
Yes.
And the mica flecks can actually get onto your brush and get into your water, and then if you're
He's
pouring
talking
water
about
or something else
metallics,
and you dip it into the
metallic
water that you were
paints.
using, you might transfer those little sparkles elsewhere onto your model.
Yeah, this is actually a really good tip. I did not know
Model,
this.
which you're allowed to do. That's a choice.
Sure.
But do it as a choice.
When I was painting the Maro dividers, I was using 3 different metallic paints to paint their armor pads and their claws and stuff. And I only have one. Well, I have multiple water cups, but I was only using one at the time. But if I am painting a model that requires, let's say, skin tone or cloth tone or whatever, different colors, but then also using a special paint with the metals, I'll make sure that I use 2 water cups.
So when you're painting small models like this, one of the biggest things to remember is that contrast is absolutely the best thing that you can provide to your model. That means color contrast, that means tone contrast. So the darkness and the lightness of your model together is going to help you, because your models are all going to be seen from a distance, right?
Yes.
And they're very small.
Yes.
So it's what I like to call the 3-foot rule. If it looks good from 3 feet, you've done it right. Okay.
It's a good rule.
I've gotten
It's a
some
solid
tools here.
rule.
You can use anything. You can use pill bottles with a little bit of poster tack on it. You can use double-sided tape. All this is going to do is prevent us from touching our model while we're painting, because there's nothing worse than doing a lot of like really intricate paint work and then putting your big thumbs all over it and having it smudge.
I mean, I've been putting my thumbs all over my paints, and maybe that's why they keep falling off.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
But
these are readily available. These are a little fancier, but you can use anything at all.
but I think I'll pick up something like that. That can't be too much.
Have appropriate posture and that you're using.
You know,
tools that
or
kind of
eventually,
keep
you know,
your
like a little Valentine's gift,
easy to-
Easter gift,
as
if
my
people
friend
do
calls
those
it,
kind of
show
gifts.
and
Or just
if
wait
you
for
show
Christmas or
up
my
once,
birthday, and
then
I'll
you're gonna
have
show
somebody
up
pick one of those up for me.
session.
I'll put it on a list.
So just be organized.
But I think it's a really cool tool. That's pretty useful,
Great.
All right.
especially for my manly man hands.
You know, from the bottom up, and
Yeah.
kind of like working.
Plus, I'm
into
also a
the
pretty
deep,
sweaty
parts
guy.
of the model,
Sure.
My hands get really
you know, the bottom layers of color might be
pretty
and
moist.
then working up slowly so that we choose
Moisty,
colors that are going to stack
moisty
on top of that. So we're not,
hands.
for instance, painting these wings when we still have to get in here and paint the fur of the battle cat.
Got it.
Because then you might transfer paint to places you don't want it.
Sure.
And you can always mess up. That's the great thing about this hobby, is that, you know, mistakes are absolutely allowed, and it's really the best way to learn. But you can always clean things up. And so starting down here, kind of in the deep recesses of the model, working our way up with some colors and kind of getting to the finish line is the best way to go about it.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of colors here. One is
That's
a
an
dark
interesting
gray
approach
color.
because
We're gonna choose
the
darker
one of the
orange
approaches that I will
to
talk about in my heroScape video, and I
and you
will
can just take that
in my
and
painting
put it
video, and I
into your
will
palette.
explain now,
Shake
Don't forget to
is
shake your paints. That's so
is
important.
I kind of do like
That's the only thing I
step-by-step
know about
process,
painting that
as
shit.
in like
So,
layers.
yeah, there's a mineral
So,
inside
for
every
example,
paint,
when I
and
was
it will
starting
separate if it's
with
been sitting too long. And so by
my
shaking your paint,
spiders,
making sure
I
that
would
all
do
parts of the
all of
paint
them
are
in
mixed
like
up and
one
ready to go,
color,
and you get the full color
and then
coverage,
go over it
and
with
it
minor
really
details,
adheres to your model.
and then finish it off with
Should
like,
you be using when
you know, the little, like, for
covering
example, the
something
eyes
this
and stuff.
size?
So I kind of just did like layer,
Yeah, little-
like the big amount of stuff, you know, the
dollop
like,
is good, but,
you know,
you
cover
know,
it in the whole
You
paint,
can always add more
and
paint.
then
Yeah.
do minor details like little stripes on their
Because
legs,
no matter what, once
and
it
then
gets
like the
there,
last I'll do like the eyes.
right?
Yes.
And so even if you feel like your paint is still okay and you're still using it, you might find
And that approach might be different from coming to like Raylan. Like I don't know how I'd approach this first. And I think I probably do exactly what they're doing is they're starting with the Chimera and using orange, because I'd be like, oh, I get to finally paint with orange. Awesome, let's go.
And just get a few drops of water, and you can put it there in the palette next to the paint that you're using. And depending on the paint that you're using, you can kind of choose, how thick you go with it. But if you mix it, the
I still feel like that's a lot of paint. I don't use a lot of paint. I put like little driplets, just little like one drop, one drop, one drop.
So it's opaque, but it's still runny, and it moves, and it has a definite. It slides down the side of your palette or whatever you might be using, right?
Okay.
So, and you can always work with it as it goes along. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time.
Okay.
But the thinner your paints are, the better. You can always add more paint. It's harder to take it away.
Okay.
Very true.
So with
Very,
our-
very
with our
true.
models in hand, we can go ahead and just start putting on a first layer. Now,
I feel ready.
yeah, I know. And like, this is kind of, you follow your instinct here, but you're just going to follow along the figure. We're going to paint some of the fur, work our way around, and then when we're done with that, we'll talk about another part of it.
Awesome.
All right?
Okay,
Are you
great.
ready?
Yes,
Let's
I'm
do it.
ready. It's always the first one.
Yeah. The
Okay.
first stroke is done. Now you can see that because we've thinned our paint down, you can still see underneath it. You can see the lightness and the darkness of the primer coat that we used. We can use a couple of different coats if we like to be able to.
See, now I wanna paint.
Or we can.
I wanna
leave it as
paint
is
now.
and give it a kind of a dramatic look. Those are the great choices that you
I just
can
don't have
make
enough
when you're doing
desk
this.
space to put it here. I'll have to figure out a way to film myself painting somewhere else in the apartment, because I have this giant
Okay.
container here that folds out to be a studio. This folds out. And it has everything I need in here. So anytime, if I ever want to paint, all I have to do is put this on a table. That's all I need. But I will talk more about this in a future video coming out soon.
You've got that sharp tip.
Got it.
And also, every once in a while, I'll rinse off my brush.
And then eventually, when I do make that video, I'll put that in the description below here, so that if you're watching this in the future and the video is already out and you want to be referred to that video for some odd reason, it's there. Okay, so they did do cuts,
Yes.
because there's no way they did that fast.
They have a mica flake inside of them that gives them that kind of metallic sparkle. These are called true metallic paints.
So I didn't get to see, they didn't say what color orange they were using, because I am currently using the Army Painter paints. That's what I have in my container down there, is the Army Painter. I bought this big pack of paints. There's like 50 paints in there. And I got ones with metal paints too. There's like 3 different shades of metal. And I'm curious to know what one they're using here. I wish they would just show and say, hey, we're using, you know, this paint color name.
I'm going to pass this off to you. We're using a little bit of a gunmetal right now.
Gunmetal. Thank you. Okay.
With a silver metal, and we're going to do highlights later on, which we'll talk about. But for now, we're just going to start with something dark to get a good base down. All right, so let's get in here and let's paint the metal. Obviously, you can see where it is.
Every part that's armor.
I know. There's so much of it. This battle cat is definitely ready to battle. Much like our other paints, we're putting down the metallics, and it's not that different from the others. We're looking to.
This is a really good video. This is really educational.
At once. I think a mistake that a lot of new miniature painters do is that they go too.
I'm taking notes too, by the way.
And if you're fitting things out and taking your time,
Taking notes.
you put
Soundtrack.
2 or 3 coats of paint down on the model, and that's perfectly fine. It's part of the process.
And he does a really good job talking about this. Really reminds me of another guy I know named heroScaper. Makes really good paint videos.
Not to just go ahead and start painting some of that armor as well.
Of course she bought it at the same store.
She bought it at the same store. She wants it to match.
Yeah, she's got to match her fierce best friend.
I'm painting kind of the back part of the armor here, and it's in between the wings, and you can see how it's kind of difficult to get back there.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just kind of like work with your brush.
Oh, a 2-camera system? Oh, I can do that.
Some of that's just.
Oh, wait, there's other camera angles. Damn.
Don't be afraid to
I only have 2 tripods. I need 3. I need 3 tripods now.
We have gone
Oh, there's a pan. Oh, there's somebody filming them. Oh, I don't have that either.
For our battle cat, we've got some metallic color laid down for the armor, and I think we're ready to move on.
Yes.
I think we're ready for some red.
Yes.
We can paint Raylan's wings, and you've got a pair of wings here with feathers.
All right, what color are you guys using?
You're gonna see all
What color? Because one thing I'm going to bring this up right now, actually. One thing they released with this week's Renegade Con is this. This is a painting guide. Every single figure that they release from now until whenever will have a painting guide, which is awesome. But I have no idea how to read this. And I reached out to heroScaper himself, and I was talking to him and asking him some questions about this. Like, what does this mean? And he says this is a Pantone PMS. PMS, I still don't understand what that means. I guess it's a painting marking system? I don't know. But I was like, oh, well, maybe this is what's on the Army Painter, these codes. And I was looking on the paints that I had, and there is codes on there, but they're not these codes. And he had said that this is a general code. Everybody's eyes look differently, and so even though this orange may look like the larva orange that's in the Army Painter, or it might look like a different color orange from another brand of paints. And what really makes this, helpful is it's a general term for all colors. So I guess, actually, what I'll have to do is doing research for the painting video. I will have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and see if I can find or ask about this system, and if this is the same thing they're doing for the paints that you find there when you get the little tabs when you're looking for paints to paint your walls. they'll have numbers on them, and I'm curious if these are the same numbers or will they have another number system.
I'm going to kind of
I know when Josiah was explaining this to me, he's like, "Oh, Joe, this is quite complicated, and you have to figure out different hurdles by using different paint hex codes, and every brand has their own code system, and I have to look for. I can choose a file and put a file in, and then
intimidates a lot of beginning paint.
and I can just like, oh, it's black, and it'll tell me what the color is, you know, or whatever.
There are a variety of skin tones in life, and
I can just literally click on, I think on here.
Skin tones when you're replicating.
Yeah, and it tells me leather, white, shadow, and I can add these. But this is this is shopping from. That's a whole different video. I'm not explaining it all. Sorry. I will let heroScaper deal with that. I don't know anything about this.
And again, it's all about the colors that you choose. You can always mix paints.
But if you do have any questions, you can leave the questions in the description, in the comment section, or reach out to heroScaper and ask him as well. I'm sorry. Hold on. The battle box in the background. I guess when they did the unboxing video, they put all the tiles back, and they didn't put a wellspring water tile. I'm sorry. I feel like I had to point that out. I think that's funny. So it's just a normal water tile in that spot, and not a wellspring water tile. I just had to point that out. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think the important thing is not to get too intimidated by the process, and to just find what works best for you.
Yeah.
It's better to not hold your breath, I find. I mean, everybody's different, but if you're like painting and you're like, oh, I don't want to mess up, and you're holding your breath, you might cause yourself to shake more than you intend. It's best to take a deep breath and then relax it as you're painting.
Painting is a really relaxing thing. It's a lot of fun for me.
Managed to get all the base coat down in the
and
we've painted the flesh.
I really don't know how to really describe it now. I think once I make my painting video, I'll be able to articulate it easier for all of you that are like on the fence about painting, or like, no, I'm never gonna paint, but good for you, man. Because I don't think, as of right now, with heroScape being in a painted and unpainted option right now, a lot of people are not going to be doing the unpainted option right now. But I'm hoping and praying that between heroScaper, myself, and some others out there, even Tales of Valhalla, he's been starting to paint around the same time I started painting. So I think what's going to be really important is to just get more of a community consensus about painting, and try to just, you know, like, you can paint or you don't have to paint. That's clearly what the option is. But it's a really fun thing to do, and to be more intimate with your figures. If that does not sound wrong to you, you could really have a more personalized experience when playing with Raylan if you paint her, opposed to not painting her. So I think playing with my spiders at ScapeCon will be a lot more of a fun experience for me, because I didn't just buy them. I bought the 3D models unpainted and painted them myself. And I think that's such an achievement for me as someone that, you know, I used to draw and color and do some painting on paper, but I've never painted miniatures before, and I've always watched my best friend Glenn do it, and I always thought, man, I really would love to get into this. I don't know where to start, and I'm so happy that I finally allowed my buddy Glenn to help teach me on how to paint, and I'm so glad that I fell in love with it. And it's been a really nice, relaxing thing. So if I ever feel stressed, I'm gonna go do paint instead of going to play, let's say, Rainbow Six Siege. Even though I've been playing Siege recently and not painting, but that's only because there's challenges and new season. Doesn't matter. Getting off topic. Sorry.
If you don't let it dry and you start putting other paint over it, you're gonna find that it moves. and then it kind of bleeds into the colors. That
Why are you
putting
blowing
down,
on it?
And you're going to have a lot of.
I don't think
lot of
blowing
trouble
is
working
something that
with
you
it
need to
and
do.
around it.
Okay.
Yeah, so just be cautious.
You know, with me talking this entire time, it's really been hard to catch the cuts. But they are, I'm sure they are cutting, they're smart. They're cutting in between where they're changing the different angles.
Okay, please.
Layer painting is where
Because it doesn't take like 30 minutes to paint a figure like this.
build up onto it.
It does take more time.
Dark color, and then you put a little bit
because you have to wait for the paints to dry.
mix this yourself, or you can, in this case, find
And even if the paints could dry within like 15, 20 minutes, but, you know, I would say the longest time I've ever spent to paint figures, or just paint in general, because like what I like doing is, for example, when I was painting the spiders, I paint all the spiders, and then in between I was also painting the dividers. So I was letting spiders dry, and I was painting the dividers, and then the dividers were dry, and then I go back to the spiders. So when I'm painting, I'm usually trying to paint multiple things at a time. So even when I was doing the spiders, I would even be like, okay, I'm going to paint all the spiders. And then as one would dry, I would go back, and once I'm done with the others, go back to the first one I painted and then do detail work. So like within a 2-hour time frame, I could paint all the spiders. And at the time, I was painting 16 spiders. It was, 12 spiders. It was 4 squads, and they're 3 figures each. So 12.
Kind of think about where they are and how you want to replicate the light. There's 1,000 ways to do that. But, you know, a good rule of thumb is that it's probably coming from above.
Yes. The sun.
Yeah, there are exceptions, but, you know, for the most part, it happens that way. And so...
Yeah, I gotta find a figure to do that with. I don't know what figure I'd want to do that with.
Paint and just work it over the areas that you want to have a little brighter.
Okay.
And make sure not to paint over everything, and try to keep it out of the crevices so that you still have areas that are dark.
Like I said before, I like this video. This is a really good,
along the edge.
fun video to watch. I think just because too the model is really gorgeous. The Raylan model is so good.
And it's really going to make the details pop out again, and it's about that contrast, right?
Definitely.
I'm going to take a little bit of this deep blue color, and I'm going to get a little water into my brush and thin it out just a touch.
Yes.
And I've watered it down a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the black wings.
Yes.
And I'm going to do the same thing with the layer painting. And I'm going to actually paint this dark blue over some of the areas of the wings. So like the
Okay,
the
I'm not at why.
spines, kind of where the musculature is. And I'm going to just drag my brush along those little sharp details. And I'm going to pull those out with the blue. And even though I'm painting it blue, since the majority of that object has been painted black, when you see it, your eye is going to be tricked.
Yeah.
And you're going to read it as black, but it's going to have all the depth that it should have.
You're paint washing
Purely optional.
with blue, but why blue though?
But this is just adding a little bit of extra detail to the model, and it doesn't take very much time to do that.
No, not at all.
Right?
Look at those toes be popping.
The toes are popping now, right? Because
those toe beans are
you got the
popping.
darkness.
I can't
and
see the
light,
toe
and
bean,
it
sorry.
builds the contrast, so you can see it from far away.
Look at that toe. It's so cool.
Okay, I can see it now.
And a little bit of pink, and I'm going to just quickly touch on the wings and do a little layer there, and then we'll move on to details.
What's with all the paint? But explain why you're choosing those colors though. It's cool that that's an option. Like I know that's an option.
Okay.
Yes.
Last steps. Here we are. We've gone on this
But
journey.
why did you choose blue and pink for the wings?
Yes.
And we're
Is it because like those are night colors and you're trying to get some certain shadow? Like,
you can go as far as you want. I mean, this
explain yourself just a tad, please, Sir Knox.
heroScape right now.
I would love to know. I will check the description after the video is over to see if we can find more Knox videos.
First of all, because of the primer and everything like that, the base is now this kind of gray.
Because I would watch more of his content if he does do content. I assume he does. He talks really well.
Stripes.
He does.
And we're gonna go ahead and paint like gems and all the little things. You've already started.
I got excited.
Yeah, that's the best news that I've heard all day is that you're so into the process that you're enjoying yourself and moving on. I think I'm gonna start. I'm gonna take a little red myself and do kind of what you did with the blue. But if you want,
You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do a video like this with somebody that doesn't want to paint. I'm gonna force them to paint and be like, okay, well, after we painted and you never wanted to paint, would you ever do it again? And he goes, no, I never do want to do this again. That's my goal. Like, I would love to do that. That'd be great.
So I'm gonna put those red as well.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
I'm putting Steve through a pedicure.
Yeah, I think that our battle cats are very ready to go.
I love
They
it.
look great. Are you painting them with little purple toenails?
Yeah. This really feels like the part where you can add a lot of storytelling.
And you can do whatever you like. I actually like that you added a blue gem. I'm gonna add, I think, a purple gem on the center here.
Yeah, canonically, I believe the gem is green for the Mind Shackle gem that Kimoshi puts on Raylan, which I think I would do if I was painting. I think that's what it is on the model as well. But, yeah. There are some models in the first wave that I do not agree with when it comes to the paint schemes. For example, Xenothrax. Not a fan of Xenothrax's paint scheme. I really love the one from Gen Con 2021, and I would love to get the unpainted master set and repaint Xenothrax.
Turn it upside down and flip it, try to get a better angle at it.
And it's a shame paying another $125 to really for one figure, but there are some other figures there. There's some other figures there I really like to repaint, and I think it'd be a lot of fun practice to do like an alternate paint scheme for Raylan, like paint Raylan, good Raylan, not with all the reds. Do more blues like her OG style, and put her on the Battle Cat. I think that'd be so cool, and maybe have a customized Raylan.
Just kind of taking 3 fingers and just kind of going.
Yep.
Look at that. Perfect.
I think I'm going to move over and I'm going to do the last step for me, which is going to be to add a little bit of color onto the base, and then we're done.
Sweet. Okay, I'm doing the tiger stripe.
I don't know if I would color the base. I'm actually going to be practicing that with a figure. That's not even a figure; it's a boat from High Ground. From High Ground Tiles, they have a 3-hex in a line, 3-hex line boat, and I want to paint the base blue because the boat's going to be in water most of the time. So I kind of wanted to play with different shading of blues, and maybe do take some of the metal paints and kind of put little dots every so often to make it look sparkly. Try to do my own sparkly water on the base. That's the only time I'll ever really color a base, because these are stickerless. I don't know if I would want to paint the base. I'm unsure. I'm unsure about that. If you do paint, let me know if you're going to be coloring the bases, painting the bases. I'm on more of the I'd love to rebase them to put stickers type of deal. If I was getting, for example, if I got the unpainted box, I might debase them and then put them on new bases with stickers. That's a possibility that I was thinking about. That would definitely be a little bit more expensive to do that, but as of right now, that's what I think I would like to do, just to have a difference between the from AOA painted and AOA unpainted.
Yeah, sometimes you can just scrape it right off. Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of ways to move forward with it. I mean, I've had these and they've been a total mess, and I just spray paint it white.
Oh, nice.
There. Yeah. Look at this. Well, I think we have a lot to be proud of. We have finished our Raylan. We've come a long way, but I mean, look at this amazing
We gotta
model.
do the spin.
They came out really good. They came out really good.
I'm super excited about this. I'm very thankful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you were able to do this with me. It's really
I am
nice
trying
have somebody here
to
walk through this with me.
really comprehend the fact that I'm watching a painting video of a heroScape model in 2024.
Having somebody ask questions helps.
It really is.
And I know Rogue just started a little while ago with his videos, but this is a mainline company making heroScape content to talk about the new heroScape. This is nuts to me. I am
Share photos of the miniatures
well
that you're
done.
painting. And
Nice job,
stay
Nox
tuned.
and
I'm
Gina.
sure there's a lot
Well done.
coming
Good
out
job on your
really
paints.
soon.
Definitely.
I'm excited to paint Raylan when I eventually do get around to ordering the unpainted stuff. Very cool. Hey, so that was the last of the videos from Gen Con talking about unpaint. Sorry. Whoa, hold on. That was the last of talking about videos from the Renegade Con June special edition, which is really wordy. I don't know why they just didn't say Renegade June 2024. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Regardless if you're watching the very long video or the short individual videos, I really do appreciate. Let me know in the comments below which video you found to be your favorite. This is so awesome that Wave 2 of heroScape will be coming in October. Please use my affiliate link, which will be in the description below. You can order Wave 2 now. You can also order Wave 1 now. But just like Jordan Gata said, do not bundle them. Because if you bundle them, you will get Wave 1 and 2 both in October, which is a no-no. You want it now in August, Wave 1. And of course, Wave 2 will be in October. So please use my affiliate link in the description. And don't forget, I'm not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy.